When we start a business, we always make mistakes. I know I did. That's why I want to tell you about stuff which I screwed up back in 2012 when I started my own little wine business, my own little wine import company. So you don't have to fail on the same things which I did. Hey guys, my name is Trevor. I'm the founder of FindWineToMe.com, a small London-based digital marketing and wine consultancy business. And in today's video, we're talking about mistakes and stuff which I wish I would know back in 2012 when I started my wine company. A little bit of background. In 2012, I started a wine company called Tokai Merchants. The main focus of the company was to import really small scale boutique wines from Hungary to the United Kingdom. I am from Hungary, and I found a very good business partner who was running a transportation business between Hungary and the UK, and we decided to start up a wine company because I was already in the wine trade and I saw a little bit of gap in the market where I thought good quality, top quality Hungarian wines can be brought into this country in the UK, and we can make a nice little business out of it. Well, I was wrong. In essence, the idea was actually quite good because both my business partner and me had our knowledge and expertise in our respected fields. So on that sense, on that note, it was actually quite a good idea. There was also a gap. In fact, I think still is a gap in Hungarian wines in the UK. So that's another aspect which was right. However, there's one major mistake which I think I made, and I have to own it up, is that I underestimated the power of digital marketing, and I didn't do the things in the very beginning which I should have done. So eventually in 2017 our little business has failed. It's difficult to say, but it did. My business partner decided to move to another country. He now lives in the Netherlands. He wanted me to buy him out, which I did, and I sort of pivoted the business from purely Hungarian wines and importing Hungarian wines towards a e-commerce wine business. I often blamed Brexit, and in fact I still blame Brexit a little bit, but essentially it came down to me and my failures and me not taking seriously what digital marketing had to offer even back then. I probably should have listened to 𝐰𝐸𝐺𝐻 a little bit more earlier in hindsight. So if you don't know who 𝐰𝐸𝐺𝐻 is, you should definitely check him out. I think you can find him at 𝐷aryVEE. He is a major influencer, content creator. He has his digital marketing agency which serves major companies like Pepsi, I don't know, really big ones. But he started in 2006 in wine. So he was advertising, or he was running his dad's liquor store in New Jersey, and he went on YouTube and he started his YouTube channel, where he was talking about wine and educating people about wine. He is still a major influence on me. I think in hindsight I really should have listened to him early on when I started my business, because I think probably would have made a major difference. But enough about Gary Vee. I don't want him to steal all my subscribers and viewers, not that I have too many of them. Let's crack on with the stuff which I screwed up with, which I didn't do, but you should be doing if you are promoting your own little wine company or any sort of small business, really, because this doesn't just apply to wine, it applies to any kind of small business, a startup, anything what you're trying to do. So let's crack on with these ones. However, before we carry on, I have to say a couple of things. One of them is obviously subscribe down below and like the video and whatnot, you know, the usual stuff, because it really makes a huge difference to me. I'm just starting up this YouTube channel and I have high hopes for it. Well, let's hope so, something happens. Anyway, this is one of those things which I should have done in 2012, but talk about this a little bit later. The other very important thing is to check out Daddy Wine Club, the jumper I'm wearing. We do sustainable fashion for wine lovers, or really for anyone who likes good quality sustainable clothing, because this is a side hustle which we do at the moment, and I'm really passionate about it, and I want to make sure that everyone gets the message. So anyway, it's daddywine.club, check it out. Now that the advertising message is out and you know where to find Daddy Wine Club, let's crack on with the number one thing which I should have done and you should be doing before or when you start your new business. So go on every single social media channel, no, not every single social media channel, pick 3 or 4 at least, and start hammering the message about your company, because this is essentially word of mouth on a scale, and I think this is the easiest and cheapest form of communication nowadays. When in 2012 I started Tokai Merchants, my little wine business, I thought, yes, we need Facebook and we need Twitter, and that was it. And I put up nice bottle shots and very average posts about it, but I sort of handled it in a way that Facebook and Twitter was just a platform where you had to be on. I didn't really have a strategy behind it. I just knew everyone else had a Facebook page back then, so I had to have one. I didn't realize how powerful it is, and beside the fact of just using Facebook and Twitter, I should have gone a little bit deeper into things, and this is where the second very important thing comes in, is paid advertising. And paid advertising has many different options. One of them is obviously social media advertising like Meta or Facebook and Twitter, and every single social media platform has a social media advertising part of it where you actually pay by click. So essentially you amplifying your message big time, and that is sort of the second phase or the second part, which I didn't do and you should be doing when you're starting your small business. It's very powerful, and social media on its own is not digital marketing. I have to tell you this because a lot of people confuses social media with digital marketing, but social media is a very important part of it. And as I say, just basic social media can be very effective and it's free, but if you manage to get some funding, or if you have a little bit of money to spend on it, spend it wisely, but use social media advertising, because that just amplifies the message. The third thing I didn't do, and you should be doing definitely, especially if you're starting something which is a B2B business, is go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is insane. LinkedIn is quite an, I shouldn't say this, but it's quite an easy platform, because people are there with a mindset of doing business. They're not just there scrolling endlessly and aimlessly. They actually on LinkedIn to do business. So you just target the people you want to target as a B2B company or a B2B platform, sorry, and you message all these people. I'm not saying spamming them or creating all those pointless advertising campaigns, but actually you can amplify your message. Now you can write articles on it, you can put up your videos, you can actually talk to people who are in your group of expertise. You can make connections there. There's loads of things what you can do with LinkedIn, and I didn't do it. I had a LinkedIn page, but it was Well, really mostly about, it was like an online CV for me, and I should have realized the power of that, because that is now a platform equivalent to any other major social media platforms, with a specific focus from business to business. So you can have your business account and you have your personal account. What you can do is go put some content up on your business account and then reshare it on your personal account, and vice versa. It works both ways. It doubles the message. Then you can use advertising there as well, but that's again another different ball game. If you just want to go simple, create your LinkedIn account, customize it nicely so it makes sense to the people who you want to target, and create a business account as well, and you can share the message on both ends. Tweak the message a little bit, obviously, because one of them is a business account, one is your personal account, but essentially people are there to do business. So I think that was the third thing which I didn't do, and I should have done, and you should be doing as well. Now, obviously, there are so many other social media channels you should be using. I think YouTube is major. Obviously, TikTok is very important. Depending on what sort of business you are in, you can use Pinterest as well, and then Snapchat and all the rest of it. But I shouldn't really talk too much about it. But I think social media on its own is very important, and I think you should commit a fair amount of time to it, because essentially it's almost like free PR if you think about it. People always say that, okay, I don't really have too much time, and I'm the same, because I'm running my own business. I'm making money in order to be developing the business in the future, hopefully. But where else would you spend your time if not talking about your own business? Because this is how things build up. Anyway, with that said, I think the next thing which I should have done big time is use email marketing more, and most importantly, more effectively. I think if your email marketing is in line or aligned with your general messaging on social media, that can be very, very powerful. So make sure use social media to build up your mailing list, and use that mailing list very effectively. What I'm saying is, whether it's daily, whether it's weekly or bi-monthly, doesn't matter. As long as you continuously emailing your target audience and giving them value, then you're definitely going to win on that level as well. Again, the next one coming up is major. I can't actually believe how I screwed this up. 2012 was not so long ago, but blogs were a big thing back then, and I should have written articles, even if it's just short articles, but almost on a weekly basis. Now with AI and ChatGPT and everything else, you can write as many articles as you want. As long as you have ideas about what you want to write about, you can use it. But blogs are still very important from an SEO perspective. So search engines are looking for fresh content on your website, and again, this is one way of amplifying your message. And if all these are connected, that's a very simple and easy way of promoting your business. Let me give you an example. If I do one long form video every week, and if I write a blog post every week, then I can use that blog post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, potentially even on Pinterest if I wanted to. So that's already 4 pieces of content going out. I put this blog post into an email as well, which could be very effective. And then the long form video is one video for YouTube, which I can slice it up into small pieces, and I can do anything between 2 to 20 pieces of short form video, which then can be repurposed for YouTube or YouTube Shorts in that case, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. I can put it on Twitter, LinkedIn. Again, that's whatever, 6 times 5 pieces of content. And I'm still terrible at it. I'm still not doing it, but I know that's what you should be doing. And I'm trying to focus a little bit more on that, because I think with just writing a blog post and filming one long form video, you can create so much content immediately, which then all can go on your LinkedIn profile, on your LinkedIn business page, into your email marketing as well. So repurposing the content is major, and it's a very easy and effective way of using social media and content creation in a very simple way. Before I get to the last thing which I screwed up, it wasn't the last thing which I screwed up, but the last thing which I wanted to share today in this video. Before I get to that, I just wanted to very briefly talk about the wine which I'm drinking at this stage today. It's the 𝐷𝐸𝐧 de los Canónigos. I hope I pronounced it well. My Spanish is terrible. Anyway, this is from the Ribera del Duero from Spain. It is a Tempranillo Merlot Cabernet Sauvignon blend. Quite a famous producer, very well respected producer in the Ribera del Duero area or the region. The wine itself is fantastic. Lots of dark fruit, amazingly well integrated tannins, and real freshness, real bursting acidity, very good balance of fruit, acidity, tannins, and alcohol. It's not a light wine, it's 15.5%, but you definitely don't get the 15.5%. Very well balanced, lots of dark fruit, plums, cherries, and all sorts of things. A fantastic wine. You can find it on perfectcellar.com. Perfect Cellar is an e-commerce wine business. One of my clients, I work with them on their digital marketing side. I'm looking after their social media and a bit of their sort of customer growth side of things as a wine consultant. And if you go on their YouTube channel or if you go on any of their socials, you will probably see me there as well. They're not sponsoring this video, although I think they definitely should be doing that. But anyway, I'll talk to them about this later. So anyway, look out for this 𝐷𝐸𝐧 de los Canónigos Ribera del Duero Crianza 2019 Merlot Tempranillo Cabernet Sauvignon blend. A fantastic wine. Thank you very much for Perfect Cellar for sending me this bottle. So now on to the sort of the one of the last things I wanted to share in today's video. I'm probably going to do more on this because I think learning from someone's failure is a very good way. So you actually, if you listen to it and if you realize that you're not doing something right, then you should be doing that. So anyway, that is, I should have used social media more as a communication tool than just, you know, a platform to tell my message, even that I didn't do that either. But anyway, I should have used it a little bit more as a communication tool, because with social media you can get in touch with so many like-minded people and people who potentially want to work with you, do collaborations with you. Back in the days in 2012, influencer marketing wasn't so big as it is now, but that was a time when I could have gone so much free, not free, but very cheap content from influencers, meaning sending them a bottle of wine and they would do a review on it and they post it on their own social media channels tagging me. I would be then resharing the same content, so that would have worked easily. Now content creators, influencers are a lot more savvy, and obviously because of the demand they are charging more. And it still happens that if I send a bottle of wine, or if I send a nice bit of hoodie or t-shirt to somebody, they're very happy to reshare it. But I think it is more about sort of respect and friendship, and a bit of, you know, fun rather than making money. But when they work with big agencies or big companies, they would definitely charge big money for it. So I should have used it more of a communication tool, just to get into people's you know, inboxes and emails, and use it a little bit more cleverly, because I think you can build very good relationships with people who are very much like-minded wine professionals, or at least just wine lovers. Anyway, I still managed to build some very good relationships. I made some good friends on social media who still help me out, and I still try to get them some sort of work when I work with my clients and they need paid influencer marketing. I still try to recommend these people, these guys. But back in 2012 it was so easy, it's unbelievable. Now it's a little bit more different, but you should still try to do it and try to message people and talk to them, because social media is about being social on media. Well, that was very nicely put, wasn't it? So after telling you all of these failures which I did, and partly I still do on my own platforms, I would definitely encourage you to you know, take the time and the effort to go on social media, to create video content, because it's major now, to write a blog post on a weekly basis. Use your email marketing to amplify your content, to your message, and use social media wisely to communicate with like-minded people or people in your industry. And remember that even though you didn't do it back then, or you didn't start it yet, it's not too late to start, because social media is not going anywhere. Digital marketing is not going anywhere. If anything, it's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's crack on with that. And remember, because you failed at one thing, I actually failed in, I would say, both things for different reasons. The wine import business, I definitely made all these mistakes, and I could probably do a second video or a different video about why I failed my e-commerce business. They were probably for different reasons, but I'm in my third business and I make a very decent living out of it. And what I'm trying to say is, don't give up on these sort of things. If you allow me to tell you one more story, is one of my very good friends. He went into hospitality business. He's a trained chef, and he had the opportunity to open his own little restaurant in Hungary. He actually sold his apartment, which is now probably worth twice as much as when he sold it about 5 years ago. He went into this business. He failed. I think he failed big time, but he's still in the game. He is not in the game of hospitality, but he transferred his skill set, and he transferred his knowledge, and he transferred his learnings from this failure into a different kind of business now. And I think he's doing okay, actually. So what I'm saying is, just because you failed in one thing in the past, it doesn't mean you're going to fail again. The main thing is to learn from your failures. And anyway, this is my main message for today. One thing is to learn from your failures and try not to repeat them. And the second one, which I didn't talk about yet, is patience. Because I started my business in 2012. I think, as I said, I failed twice. Once in the importing side and once in e-commerce. Two different reasons, but I think I failed in both. But I managed to gain all this knowledge and all this experience and transfer it into a third business, which actually makes me money, makes me a decent living, pays the bills, and we are okay. So therefore, I would say, don't give up, because everything you learn can be used in the future in a different aspect. So this is it for me today. If you remember to subscribe, please do. Like the video, share the video. In the comments below, tell me all your experience, and feel free to reach out about any of these little bits which I was talking about. And hope to see you guys in the next video very soon. Cheers!